Hi, this is Dodger, and you're watching my show. It's Saturday, and I have coffee, and I finished the first season of Fringe, which is really good. I didn't expect it to be as good as it is, but I'm flexing a little because I didn't expect myself to get through it that quickly. As for gaming news, Blizzard wants us to know that Diablo 3 is in the home stretch. Unfortunately for them, home stretch doesn't necessarily mean that it will be out even within the next year. It just means that they're in the final, 20% of the game that they need to put together. We're used to Blizzard being nervous about putting down any sort of concrete dates because they want to make sure that when they put out the game, they're proud of it, they didn't cut any corners, it's the best thing that they could possibly give us. But obviously, people get frustrated. Unfortunately, because of the statement, we're in the home stretch, so many different articles are saying, maybe it'll be out within 2011. I'm not even about to assume that that's a possibility. I'm just glad that they're not pulling a Duke Nukem and being like, no, it'll be out this date. Well, we're pushing it back. No, we are totally working on it. What? No, that's not Duke Nukem in the fire. What are you talking about? I'm still willing to give Blizzard some credit. They want to make a good game. They don't want to lock themselves down and possibly give us a game that is going to have issues with it. They've never really let me down before, so I'm gonna go ahead and trust them. In other news, Portal 2 DLC is going to be completely free of charge. It sounds like it's gonna include a lot of stuff too, like more chambers in general and leaderboards and some sort of a challenge type of thing, like a challenge tower. It's going to be available on all platforms, although apparently it's also going to include some editing software that will only be available on the PC, which makes sense. But I think that it's a really smart thing for them to put out DLC that's completely free. I don't think that I know anybody who doesn't like Valve, who is a gamer and doesn't like Valve. And I think that anything that they do in this way, especially when there's so much tension between gamers and specific companies right now, anything that they do in this way that's going to keep us excited about them and their games is really smart. Lastly, Ocarina of Time for the 3DS, they're talking about putting out only a few copies at first to make sure that it sells. Apparently they're worried that the same thing that happened with Spirit Tracks is going to happen with Ocarina of Time, and they're going to put a bunch of them out on the market, and then a bunch of them are going to end up in bargain bins. And I'm like, what? I don't think they realize how excited people are about this game. Also, especially right now when the 3DS is having so many issues, this game is your system seller, Nintendo. Why are you trying to make it so that less people can have it? I think that this idea is going to backfire. But for those of you who are desperate to have it, be aware that there may be limited copies no matter where you go. They're limiting the number of copies to all retailers regardless of how big the retailer is, which is also frustrating. So, I don't know, I think that this is going to backfire really badly. Ocarina of Time is, it's my favorite game of all time, and I think that they are making a big mistake. So there. So, that's my show. Thanks so much for watching. If you have a positive or negative response to anything that I said today, you can go ahead and leave it in the comments or leave it as a video description because I love them. And if you would like to have coffee with me, you can go ahead and click here and it'll take you to my other channel where I'm rambling about something or another today. Also, as a question to you guys, if there was going to be a game other than Ocarina of Time that they were going to remake and put on the 3DS, what would you love it to be? As for me, I'm gonna go eat something and enjoy my weekend, and hopefully you guys do the same. Alright, bye-bye.